chicken, doing crackle, somebody doing meh. I'm the goat. I'm the goat. Hi beautiful people, you're welcome back again to my channel. My name as always is Yabbies, and you're welcome to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you stick and stay. So today's video is going to be quite different. I'm going to talk about some of the things that really shocked me in this country. On a more serious note, I'm going to share with you some culture shocks I had as an African who had just moved to Hungary. So if you're interested in this dope content, just stick and stay and watch till the end of the video. And so the first thing that was quite a shock to me was smoking. Before I actually came to Europe, I've watched movies obviously, and I've seen people smoking in movies, and also there are people smoking in Ghana, but people who usually smoke in Ghana are tagged in a way like we see smoking as a social vice. Even in school, we had a course called social studies, and we are talking about adolescent bad behavior or bad behaviors in society. One of them is smoking. Okay, so when we see you smoking in Ghana, you're seen in a certain kind of way. But I came to Hungary, and every 5 steps or every 5 people I saw, at least one was smoking. Like, smoking is so normal here, and there are so many smoke shops here, and it's in every corner. Literally every corner of the city there's a smoking shop, and people smoke all over everywhere. And smoking is prohibited indoors, so you can only smoke outdoors. I've lived with people who actually had to go out of the apartment to smoke, and it was really quite a shock for me when I first came here, because this is me coming from a culture where I've heard smoking is bad and is wrong, and bad people are the ones who smoke. And then I come into a culture and people are smoking, my lecturers are smoking, my classmates are smoking, my roommates are smoking. So that was a culture shock I had as a new person living in Hungary. Okay, but interestingly enough, everybody who smokes knows the side effects of smoking, because I've had some roommates who smoke, and then I see the package you're smoking from, and it's a picture of somebody coughing out blood. So everybody knows. Okay, but coming here, it was quite different, and it was like, everyone's smoking. And that reminds me, remember in class we had a presentation, like I've forgotten what the topic was about, but we had a presentation, and one of the group's presentation was about a smoking brand from Indonesia, and the way the person described it, like they had different flavors for smoking, and like everybody in the class was like, oh, I mean, at a point I was almost sold out for what the guy was presenting. Like it sounded so good. And there's been times even when I've seen a student give a lecture like smoke, like, or sometimes you also be walking and then somebody just come and ask you, do you have a lighter? I'm like, oh no, I don't have a lighter. Like it's normal. Now, the second thing I'm also going to talk about is public display of affection. If you've watched my previous videos, you notice I may have touched on it briefly. In Ghana, you don't really kiss, you don't even hold hands. It's very rare. Okay, it's very rare. Like when people see you do that, they look at you in some kind of weird way, and I'm like, these may be a couple or even married people. Even married people don't even display affection publicly because of the kind of culture we're coming from. Coming here was very rare for me. Seeing teenagers, adults of all ages doing all this PDA stuff. I think Ghana, maybe one of the commonest would be holding of hands. Even that one, quite sometimes when you're in public, you even feel shy because of how we were brought up. But over here, teenagers, young people, old men, yes. And I think I've said this in one of my previous videos. I once sat in the bus, and there was this, I think they were teenage couple. They just hopped into the bus, and they were just staring at each other from the start of the trip to the end of the trip. And please, staring is even an understatement. They were just kissing and holding hands from the start to the end of the trip. And these European buses, everybody was sitting down, and some people, there's also standing space, so they were in the standing space, and they were right in front of me, and they were just kissing throughout the journey. Sometimes you'll be walking in parks, you see people kissing, in shops. The last time I saw a couple, they were both wearing masks and kissing through the masks. I'm like, hey, I'm want some more, I don't know what they say. And then you're done. Anyway, so public display of affection is very, very common here. It's not a big deal when they don't mind doing it in front of people. So it was quite a culture shock to me, coming from Ghana, where even holding hands is prohibited. I remember I went to a secondary school where I went to a mixed secondary school, and you don't hold hands. You can be punished for that. So this is the kind of culture we are coming from in Africa and Ghana. And so coming to Europe and seeing all these things, like physically. You know, we may have seen them in movies, but seeing it physically was like, oh, okay, okay. The next thing I also like to talk about, which was quite shocking, was the student-lecturer relationship. Okay, your lecturer will not mind you calling him Andras or Balas or Tamash. Let's say I'm your lecturer, okay. My name is Nah, so you can just say, nah, I disagree with you. Like the question you're stating and the answer don't go. Like you can just call the lecturer out, call him by his name, call her by her name, but in Ghana, how dare you? You have to call the lecturer Mr. Even some of the lecturers, you don't even call them Mr. Because let's say he's a professor, so you have to call him Professor Abe, or Mr. Abe, or Dr. Abe. You don't just say Abe, or you don't even just, let's say his name is Kevin, you don't just say Kevin. You have to say Sir or anything. So over here, the lecturers don't mind. However you call them, they don't mind. But you know, from where I'm coming from, I like to call them Sir, or yeah, I think usually just Sir or Madam is even much more simpler. You don't have to go through all the basics. Because also sometimes I realize in Hungary here that some people get offended when you call them by their last name instead of their first name. And sometimes it's also difficult to differentiate between first name and last name. This is off topic, but I once called a colleague by her last name. Okay, so the thing is, her last name sounds like the first name of a friend of mine from Ghana. So anytime I'm calling her, it's that name in my mind. So I just call her by the name, and it's apparently her last name. And then she was like, no, it's my last name. It's my father's name. And I'm like, it's your father's name. You're given to you. So it's also your name. What's the big deal? So to avoid all that confusion, just call them the sirs or madam with their lecturers, and I'm just comfortable with it. And they also don't mind if you call them their first, second name basis. And you can also point your lecturer out, correct him, and no one cares. Like titles are not a big deal here. There's no hierarchical thing you have to bow down. And no, lecturers are very friendly, and there's a very good lecturer-student relationship. This next one that I'm coming to talk about, I don't even understand though. I don't understand. Okay, before I proceed, I'm actually filming this on a Saturday, and today is Ghana's Independence Day, 6th of March 1957. Ghana gained independence, and it's falling on a Saturday. And I just want to say Happy Independence Day, Ghana, and to all Ghanaians all across the world. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is that today is Saturday, okay? And the holiday or the Independence Day is falling on Saturday. And this day is usually a holiday. Now, Saturday is already a weekend. So I am confident that this Monday is going to be a holiday. If this happened in Hungary, today is the holiday. No other holiday on Monday. Please, I don't understand the holiday situation here. It was really a shock to me. Any holiday that falls on a weekend in Ghana and in several African countries is moved to the following weekday. So if the holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday, it is automatic that Monday is going to be a holiday. But in Hungary, it is not done. If the holiday is on a Saturday, that is it. You go back to work or school on a Monday. Still don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, we've had some Christmas holidays on weekends and they don't move it to Monday. We've had some national holidays on weekends and they don't move it to Monday. I want to cry. So coming from a culture like Ghana, where every weekend holidays move to the next weekday, it was quite a shock to me. Yes, and one of the culture shocks I had is that you hardly see stray animals around. In Ghana, in my house, in my neighborhood, the moment I step out, or even in my house, you can see a chicken come out from somewhere into the house, or you can see a cat. Not a cat. The cat doesn't belong to us. The chicken doesn't belong to us. So the dog does not belong to us. But you find it in the house. You even find a goat coming into the house. Okay, you can go on the street. You see chicken doing caca, somebody doing meh. I'm the goat. I'm the goat. So yeah, okay. Seeing stray animals is not a big deal. We live with animals basically in the compound. People are taking care of animals, rearing animals around. Yeah, I'm speaking where I live, and it happens across. You can see chickens, goats, dogs, all around. Domesticated animals, of course, all around the neighborhood, and it's okay, it's normal. But over here, it's not done. I now understand why people over here go to the zoo to see chickens and goats. I see them on a regular in my house. So, but over here you don't see stray animals, okay? The most common animal you see is a dog, and all the dogs are on leashes, or even if they're not on leashes, they are walking right next to their owner. They are pretty much well trained. So that was also one of the culture shocks I had, because you don't hear animals. Like, sometimes the neighborhood is so quiet. You don't hear animals, you don't hear nothing. And that also brings me to the next culture shock I had. You don't see children. Yes. in Ghana, when I'm in my house, I can hear children playing, somebody shouting someone's name, or a child crying somewhere. But over here, no, you hardly see children. And if you see a child, maybe you're walking next to a playground and you see some kids playing there, or maybe you're walking near a school and you can hear kids, or maybe it's early in the morning, you're walking around and you're seeing kids being taken to school. But you don't see children. It's very rare to see children around. And I also understand, because I hear Europe has this aging population and they don't give birth so much. I remember I was in 2018. I went to this city with a population of hundreds of thousands of people, and I was told that for the whole year, or for the previous year, they only had a total of 100 newborns. I was like, 100 a whole year, really? Like, yeah. So there are very few. You don't see children walking around. Maybe they're all indoors, I don't know, but you don't see children. You hardly see children. It's very rare. You see one or two kids here with their parents, but it is quite rare. Now, the next culture shock I had was washing and drying clothes. Okay, in Ghana, I wash hardly. I remember when I was in Ghana, this part of my wrist was always black. Like, I think I was always reacting to the soap, because we had to wash manually. Yes, and you carry the water after you were done, go and pour it away. But that's even far from the point I'm trying to say here. But what I'm trying to say here is that once you're done washing, you find a nice hanging line, permanent hanging line, dug into the ground somewhere outdoors, and you go and dry your clothes. Nice sunshine. But over here, funny enough, all the apartments I have lived in, I had to dry my clothes indoors. Funny enough, I've not lived in a place with a balcony, so I'm always drying my clothes indoors, or on the heater or near the heater. But most of my clothes are not getting direct sunlight. And in Ghana, you wash your clothes and you dry it outside. The only time you dry your clothes indoors is maybe when your clothes are almost dry and then you see that it's about to rain. But there are instances where maybe I just finished washing and I dry my clothes and it's raining. I just leave it there because it's going to dry eventually. But over here, you're mostly drying your clothes indoors. It's not really getting sunlight, but now I'm so used to it. So as I'm talking to you now, I have something on my heater, then I have some clothes in the living room on the dryer. Some of the washing machines come with dryer, so they dry out immediately you finish washing. So in those situations, I don't really have to stress. But in a situation where they don't dry it and you have to dry it, it's different. So that's also one of the culture shocks I had. And last but not the least, summer. I remember when I first came here and it was summer and was so excited because I came here in September and was in fall, so temperatures had begun dropping. They were around 16 17 degrees. They were going to go down. So then through fall, through winter, through the negatives, the zeros, and then spring came and we're all anticipating summer. And some of my friends who had already been in the country, especially the male guys, they were telling me that please, when it's summer, they walk with their head down or they walk looking at the sky because of the way people dress here. And I didn't understand until it was summer. And then I stepped out and people were, according to Ghanaian or African standards, almost naked. People were in shorts, bum shorts. They say this is the butt, this is the full butt, and then the shorts is just crossing it in the middle like a panty. People were just wearing dresses that would expose their tummy, sports bra-like kind of clothes, and very short dresses, tight dresses, exposing their tummy, their butt, their legs. Like, maybe you should just go naked, it will be better for you. So it was very shocking. Like, sometimes you just go out and in Ghana, if you dress like that, in Ghana, I'm sure your mother will lecture you from morning to evening. You would have to take communion. They'll report you to the pastor. They'll report you to the Ebusia Penny. They'll deliver you in the house. But over here, it was normal. And I was quite shocked when I noticed it. So it was quite a culture shock to me in my first summer. But please, as at now, it is no longer a shock to me because I perfectly understand. Okay, let me tell you something. When it's winter and you are going out, the only part of your body that's showing is your face, literally, because you're layering up. You are wearing several layers of clothes, jackets, and then your main jacket. You're wearing stockings, socks, shoes, trousers, boots, and like you are covering up. You may even wear gloves, and now we're in a pandemic, so you also wear the mask. So the only part of your body that's exposed would be your eyes or your face if you're not wearing a mask. Okay, and this is what you have to endure for about 3 months in winter, and then summer comes, and you want me to cover up. So So after some time, I perfectly understood. I really understood. It was no longer shocking because temperatures in summer go higher than in Ghana sometimes. I just checked the temperature a few minutes ago in Ghana, and it was about 32 degrees, 29 degrees. In summer, it goes as high as 38, even 40 degrees Celsius. And you want to tell me to cover up? So after some time, I really understood their sentiments, and I'm like, and even nobody came to tell me to wear a dress this kind of way. Like, I also began, you dress to feel comfortable, because people over here are also not as judgmental as people from Ghana or people from Africa. They'll do the same things you are doing, but they are doing it indoors and no one is seeing. So they feel because they are doing it indoors and no one is seeing, they have the right to judge you doing it outdoors. But over here, no one cares. Like I've mentioned in my previous videos, the challenges faced as Ghanaian living in Hungary, like everybody's minding their business. It's the same way when it comes to your dressing. Everybody is minding their business. Sometimes you walk on the streets and you see these guys with their clothes off, like with their top off, walking just bare chested or with singlets. And there's a time where people also flex their tattoos, get new tattoos and all of that. Because it's very hot. Like, it's very hot. So the air is not blowing. No air is blowing. The atmosphere is humid and it's hot. Hey! So I'm not even surprised nowadays when I say summer is not my best season of the year. I think fall is my best season, like when it's between summer and winter. No, like the weather is so nice. No. So yes, guys, these were some of the culture shocks I experienced as a Ghanaian or as an African who had just moved to Hungary, and it's been some years now, so they are no longer shocking to me. But these are some of the things you can expect if you're moving to Europe, if you're moving to Hungary. And don't be so shocked, okay? Because one of the importance of traveling is to also experience a different culture and a different way of life. And you learn, like, it's all a learning experience. Don't be judgmental, be open to new things, and just know your stance and where you're coming from. I hope you enjoyed this video because I actually enjoyed filming it. I may just do a part 2 if some other things come up. But in the meantime, kindly click on the subscribe button below. You can turn on your notifications so that each and every time I upload a new video, you get to hear it. I'm uploading every week, okay? At least once every week, specifically on a Sunday. I hope you enjoy my content. As always, my name is Naya Bali and the name of this channel is Yabbies Own. I'm a Ghanaian YouTuber based in Budapest. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, it's loading. Give them.